WWU, I want to share the most impressive things I learned in this summer. Okay, the first one is I learned this strategy from Matt Miller. Okay, I think it's a good strategy to teach students the writing short paragraph. It's called graphic organizer, and it's a strategy to help students to organize their idea before they want to write something. For example, in my class, one of my unit is the topic is ability. Students learn I can do something. The sentence pattern is I can do something. So in my class, I introduce some famous people like Stephen Curry and Wang Jianyi. Okay, and I ask students to describe these people. And before that, I ask them some questions first, like what can he do? Who is he? What's his name? How old is he or how old is she? And the students learn this sentence patterns before. Okay, so when take this one for example, Stephen Curry, and I say what's his name? And then my students say, Curry, and I say, okay, what can he do? And everyone knows he can play basketball. And I say, how old is he? They say, I tell them the answer from me. Okay, I tell them he's 29 years old. And where is he from? They know, okay, he's an American. So after that, I write down the answer. But some questions, I use the picture card. For example, the answer is America. So I put a flag of America here. And then, in the last part, I ask them to write down the sentences to describe these people based on these questions, so they can know how to introduce Stephen Curry. For example, they tell me his name is Stephen Curry. He is 29 years old. He is from the USA. He can play basketball. He plays for Golden State Warriors. I taught them this. Okay, so they try to talk about this person before they write. So I think this strategy is good to train students' speaking ability, and they can even try to write, and they can use what they've learned before to write a short paragraph. And the second part is, I think this is a new challenge for me, because when I was in WWU, we applied some new strategy we learned in the class to teach the Spanish students. Okay, I've never taught teenagers before. So this is a culture shock for me. I did learn a lot from these Spanish kids, because when I taught them, I found they are really good at sharing their ideas. And I think this is what our Taiwanese students need to learn. Because in my class, according to my experience, whenever we ask students some questions, like open questions, they like to say, I don't know. Or they always say something from the textbook. But I learned a lot from these kids, because they think, and they did tell you something about their opinions or their thoughts. Yeah, so this is the most impressive part I remember in this program. And now I'm going to talk about our CAL project. Okay, my students is 4th grade, and there are 12 students in my class. And as you know, our 4th grade, they only learn the basic phonics rule and the daily conversation, so their ability is limited. And our goal, Maggie and I, we choose ordering ordering food as our theme topic. Okay, and in my part, I use a lot of video clips, and sometimes I just use some activities for them to do the interaction with me, Matt Miller. Okay, I'm going to share my photos. Okay, the first one is I designed an activities for students to know how to read English menu. So I prepared these food cards and I use the concept categorizations. It means I give them many food cards and I ask them, okay, when you go to a restaurant and you see a menu and what does it look like? And they will say, oh, I see burger, I see Coke, I see something. And I ask them to use these food cards to categorize, like maybe drink. What are the drinks? What are the snacks? What are the desserts? And my students did a good job. So they learn a lot. They learn many words about dessert and snacks in this part. And we also talk about how to choose the healthy food, and of course because of their limited language ability, they wrote some Chinese, and I tell them how to say it in English. So for example, they tell me the healthy food is 有机有机, and I ask them what does 有机 mean. And they say, and later I tell them the word is organic. 有机 means organic, and then everybody say, so they learned the word organic. And this part is I work with Miller. And Matt Miller introduces some famous or popular American desserts to my students, and my students learn many food desserts they've never seen before, like s'more or snow cone. They are very curious about snow cone, and they kept asking me, what is that? And brownie something. Okay, so I put all the picture on the board, and Miller tell them how to say this food. And after this activity, we also vote for students' favorite. And in these 10 desserts, my students like no, not brownie. My students, snow cone. Okay, my students like snow cone best. They want to try that. But the Millers say, oh, well, we don't eat that in winter in America. So we also do some change. We also do some change in this unit, because actually in the textbook, the sentence pattern is, what do you want? And the answer will be, I want something. And we talk about these questions in summer because I asked Miller, I've never heard people asking me, what do I want when I go to a restaurant and order something. And I don't know why our textbook is to teach students what do you want. And the Miller say, yes, it sounds very weird. We usually say, what would you like? We don't say, what do you want? So we just change the sentence pattern in the textbook. So after that, I use these cards for students. I give them 2 or 3 cards, and they go to Miller. And the Miller will be a waiter, waiter. And the Miller asks them, what do you want? And then my students say, oh, I want, and then just they have to try to remember how to say the food in English, and they can order their meals from Miller. Yeah. And I'm going to show a video clip. Okay, thank you, Matt, because this video, Matt made this video with his kids for me. So let's see this video.
else? You would like 1 glass of milk. Can I get you something else? Okay. You would like some yogurt. Can I get you anything else? Okay. Hello? Can I get you something? You would like a hamburger. Would you like anything with your hamburger? You would like some chips. Would you like anything else? You would like a salad. Would you like anything else? You would like 1 glass of tea. Okay, 1 glass of tea. Would you like anything else? Okay. Thank you. I can take your menu. You're welcome. I'll bring your food right out.
My students also say, wow, at this moment.
I have your 2 eggs. Welcome. I have your 2 pieces of bread. I have your glass of milk. You're welcome. I also have your juice. And I have your bowl of yogurt. You're welcome. And for you, I have your hamburger and chips. You're welcome. And I have your salad. You're welcome. And I have your tea. You're welcome. I hope you enjoy your food. It is a little hot. Would you like some dessert? You would like a bowl of ice cream? Would you like some dessert? You would like a bowl of ice cream? I'll be right back. 1 bowl of ice cream, 2 bowls of ice cream. You're welcome. Here's your bowl of ice cream. And here is your bowl of ice cream. You bet. I hope you enjoyed them.
Yeah, and after my students watch that video, I ask them to do the same thing. But because I'm the waitress, they don't feel comfortable when to talk to me in English. Yeah. So after that we also do the same thing. Oh, I want. Okay, after that, because as I mentioned before, my students like the snow cone the best, but we cannot do that in winter. So Matt Miller showed my students how to make a banana split through the Skype. Yeah. So this is the day. Okay, Matt Miller. Okay, I prepare everything. Okay, my students just step by step. Okay, 1 scoop of ice cream, 2 scoops of ice cream. Okay, so they love it. They love it. Yes. And okay, because there is something different. Okay, from the PowerPoint you have, because we haven't come to that part yet. So I want to share the activity we did when Miller came to our school. We had a conference for Miller. Okay, I'm going to show you a video like this. And I think this, my principal and I like these activities because we provide students a lot of chances to speak English. And in that activities, I'm the translator. I don't speak English. So, yeah. I wrote a script and students practice for maybe 4 or 5 times. And after, and Matt is going to do his introduction here. And after that, we had a Q&A time. They are just like journalists. My students ask Miller many questions, and Matt asked those questions for my students. And
I would like to visit night market in Taiwan City. I'd like to go on a fun hike, and I'd like to eat lots of new and good food. That's new to me.
yeah, I'm going to stop here. Yeah, so my students speak English all the time, and because they are grade 1 and grade 2, they don't understand English a lot, so I have to translate for them. Okay, and the last part I'm going to share is we are on the news because I didn't know. We record the activities yesterday, and my principal asked news to report it.
"让社区更美好。谢晨威、瑞芳采访报道。
校方特别请来了外籍老师为同学们进行
But it's a regional news,
课
it's
程，
not
让小
for
朋
the
友
whole
能够
country.
与对话，和外籍老师互动。现场学生更是化身为小记者，访问外籍老师来台感想，双方的互动相当有趣。
学生化身小记者访问外国人，而且全程用英文。这是奥里国小的偏乡英语学习计划，自今年暑假特别让学校老师前往美国接受为期2个月的口语研习，然后由外籍老师在美国远距教学长达1学期的时间。今天这位外籍生终于来到台湾和奥里国小学子相见欢。
好，我们感谢教育部有关注到我们偏乡地区的英语教学的部分。
Yeah, he's 91.
I've learned a lot about the culture in the area. Had a chance to visit market, eat wonderful food, and to see the wonderful performance that the children are putting together. I got to visit classrooms, and it was great to see how teaching and learning happen in the school here in Audi. And I'm bringing all of these stories back with me to the United States to tell others.
这样表示，今年争取到教育部
Thank you. This is my part. Maybe we'll do the same
计划，
topic
让学
next.
校英文老师出国研习2个月的时间，将国外。